All right, here I am again. Kind of, I kind of expected Montreal to win this series, but I did not expect them to win it in four. Okay, after game two, I had a feeling they were gonna win it in four. But I mean, I really didn't think that Montreal could win it in four. I predicted them to win it in seven. And Montreal just seems to be that one team this year that is like a cockroach, something you really want to get rid of, but you just can't, it just won't die. Uh, but yeah, they made it out of here. I was rooting for Winnipeg, but at the end of the day, I really, really want to see a Boston versus Montreal Stanley Cup final. So I'm kind of rooting for Montreal a little bit in that regard. Not in the regard that I like them, but I mean just in the regard that I want to see them face Boston in the final. So I think they'll go on to face Colorado or Vegas, which is going to be hard no matter who it is. But that would be a very interesting series. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, let's look at these teams over the last 3 years, which is something I've liked doing just at before and after every series. So Winnipeg, 2019, they lost to St. Louis in the first round. 2020, I forgot what happened to them. Sorry, I just forgot. 2021, they lose to Montreal after beating Edmonton in the first round. Montreal, 2019, they did not make the playoffs. In 2020, they beat Pittsburgh in the play-in round, but lost to Philly in 7 in the first round. The play-in round was something that was kind of fun, but I'm getting off topic, sorry. Anyway, let's talk about these two teams right here. Winnipeg, don't know what the hell happened. I really don't. In the sense that they should have done a lot better. They swept Edmonton, and they really probably shouldn't have done that. But they still did it. They ended up coming back from 4-1 in a game. They did some cool things in the first round. So did Montreal. Montreal also did with their whole Toronto thing. Toronto is a different issue that I'll talk about later. But I think that Winnipeg should have won this series. Sure, I predicted Montreal in 7, but the only reason I predicted Montreal in 7 was because I had some sort of feeling that told me, you know what, Montreal's probably going to be that one cockroach team that you want to get rid of, but just can't. And should be easy to get rid of, but not. But somehow they end up sweeping Winnipeg. And after game 2, I was like, I think this is going... Sorry, there. I got my finger in the way. I hate when I do that, by the way. This was a very... I was convinced after game 2, I was like, this is going to be a sweep. This is going to be 4 games. And tonight, I was like, okay, 2-2 at the end. I feel that Montreal is going to win, but they definitely could lose, and then they won in overtime. I think part of it is because of that goaltender, number 31, Carey Price, is fantastic. And he's arguably the best goalie of this generation. You can certainly make an argument for that, and I mean, I wouldn't argue with you about that at all. He's going to be, regardless if you win the Stanley Cup, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And he's a great goalie. I think that he's making a kind of sort of last hurrah, because I think he's been playing since 2005, so 16 years. That's a long time. That's a long time, okay? I mean, 16 years doesn't seem a long time for like me. I've lived 16 years. It's like that's not a long time. I don't feel like it's like I feel like it's a long time, but I don't feel tired at all. But when you're playing hockey, yeah, you feel tired after playing for like 10 years. Um he's trying to win a Stanley Cup in Montreal, and he really really wants to, I think. And this is kind of one of the last chances for him. Now, I have said for a while now, I have said probably since 2018 or 2019, so like 3 years, I have said this dude is wasting his career in Montreal. He ought to go somewhere else. Because although I do not like Montreal, I can sit here and tell you that I love Carey Price. Okay? I really, really enjoy Carey Price. I definitely want him on my team. I want Carey Price. I love him on the Boston Bruins or LA Kings or one of my teams. I love him there. He would be awesome to have. But he plays for Montreal, so I have to, like him, but kind of have to hate his team. But I cannot deny that he's a good player, and I like him, but I said he was wasting his career in Montreal. This is his chance to kind of not waste his career, because if he doesn't win a Stanley Cup and he stays in Montreal the whole time, in my opinion, that would be a pretty wasted career. But Montreal's doing some things this year that I don't think anybody expected them to do at all. Nobody expected Montreal to be in the conference finals. I mean, personally, I thought it was going to be probably Toronto, maybe Winnipeg, but probably Toronto. When the playoffs were first set up, I was like, Toronto probably. Or I said even earlier this year, I said Toronto will be the Canadian team in the conference finals. But I did end up picking Montreal in 7. And I did that for the reason that they're Montreal and Toronto is, well, the Maple Leafs. They suck, okay? Excuse me. Sorry. And yeah, the Maple Leafs are the Maple Leafs, so they could very well lose. And I'm not the only one that made that argument. I had heard that argument another place too. I had heard it on Steve Dangle's channel. I heard it and I was like, you know what? That might actually that does kind of make sense. And then yeah, I said, you know what? I kind of agree with that, and we all know what happened with that one. But anyway, yeah, Montreal's in the conference finals. Whether they win or lose against, I think they'll go against Vegas or Colorado, and I really do think that's how it will go. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. Anybody that they go, but regardless, anybody they go against at this point, anybody that's still in the playoffs right now, I think ends up probably beating them. But it was still a pretty successful year for them. So, cool if you like Montreal, I guess. I don't like Montreal, but I guess it was a successful year. Anyway, hopefully we get a confirmation of who they would face in the conference finals, pretty soon. So, hopefully. But anyway, for now, bye guys. Thumbs up, subscribe.